Thank you for coming to my life. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be reading The Power of the P, Part 2. Dating, Marriage, Divorce Advice for Women by Kara King. That's what I'm reading today. I'm waiting for a few more people to come in. I'm going to be reading chapter 3. Thank you for joining. Okay, I'm probably going to start. So, chapter 3 is the power of being a woman of integrity. That's what I'm going to be reading today. Whether it's love, sex, or just playful lust, it's disrespectful to be a mistress, girlfriend, side chick, or a F buddy with a man who's married or in a committed relationship with another woman. There's no other way to say it, and there's no excuse to justify it. And yes, I know that there are times when men lie about their wife and kids and trick us into a relationship. However, for the purposes of this chapter, I am speaking directly to the women who intentionally get into relationships with married or committed men. If you're currently in a situation or you're a woman that finds herself dealing with the kind of issue and time again, this chapter is for you. I'm going to discuss why being a woman of integrity is imperative. I'm going to explain why it's powerful for you and women everywhere. Being other women and being the other woman is obviously disrespectful to the wife, girlfriend, and or children involved. But more importantly, being the other woman is disrespectful to you. You're selling yourself short. And no woman should ever sell herself short for a man. Every woman should carry herself as a woman of integrity, a woman of morals and high standards. Don't be a man's side piece or ass. Don't do that to yourself. That's the most disrespectful and powerless position to be in. Of course, the men are just as responsible, if not more, for their wrongdoings, but it doesn't excuse the woman's part in it. Remember, we cannot control what men do, but we can control what we do. If women were not willing to participate, then all of the negative behavior will fall on the men. There are a lot of women who don't have this issue. There are set boundaries and will not get involved with men who are in relationships. If you're one of these women, kudos to you for doing the right thing and for being a woman of integrity. We should all hold ourselves to high standards and make a commitment to each other that we will not partake in this devilish type of behavior. There are 3 important reasons why every woman should commit to being a woman of integrity. 1, P-power devilation. 2, karma is a cunt. 3, camaraderie between women. P-power devilation. When there are too many women willing to sleep with men in a relationship. Let me rephrase and put it more bluntly. When there's too many free P going around, it devalues the entire market. P power everywhere loses value. It's just too accessible. If every woman made a personal promise to never have inappropriate relations with married or committed men, then a lot of this unethical nonsense would stop. Sure, there's always hookers and strip clubs, and if man's gonna cheat, then he's gonna cheat. But it sure would make it a lot harder, especially if women everywhere reject the notion. If we all led by example and taught our daughters, nieces, sisters, and other young girls that look up to us that we do not stoop to low levels for men, then over time, their generational and social conditioning, the lies and games would stop. It would cease to exist because there would be no woman left to participate. Even if just the women who read this book made that promise, it would probably be enough to see significant increase in our collective P power. So not only being a mistress degrading to you, it's degrading to the collective of P power. We devalue the P stock market when we sleep with married and committed men. We must all vow to stop doing this to one another. If you're a woman reading this book and you're not only decided that you will never disrespect another woman like that, then take the moment to make that commitment. And if you currently having an affair and you're already decided that you hate the wife or girlfriend, then perhaps you don't care. You probably couldn't care less about that B, or whether or not you're disrespecting her. If that's the way you feel, then you're probably letting the advice about P power devaluation go in one ear and out the other. That's fine. Every woman is entitled to her characteristics and opinions. But before you judge her so harshly, picture this. You got her out of the picture for good. You finally got your man all to yourself. Life is great for the both of you. And now that she's finally moved on with her life, you finally feel that you found your soulmate. And you both deeply in love. He proposes, you have your dream wedding, buy a house, and maybe even have babies. Over the years, you created a beautiful family. He loves you, cherishes you, and treats you like a queen. Times go by, and you're growing old together, all while watching the kids grow up. You've been together for 20 years. Then one day the behavior begins to change. One day he loves you, and the next day he seems to act different. Then it happens. Everything you built with your man all comes crashing down one day, and you find out that your soulmate, lover, husband, and your father of your children has been having an affair behind your back. After months of broken promises, lies, and drama, he makes an announcement. He's leaving you for his mistress. How would this make you feel? Put yourself in your wife's shoes. I mean, literally, take 1 minute to feel the emotions and the devastation. Sorry, that was my son calling me. Okay, where am I? Okay, how would that make you feel? Put yourself in your wife's shoes. I mean, literally, take 1 minute to feel the emotions and the devastation of what that does to a woman. How would you feel to give your love and life to someone only to one day down the road have them cheat on you, leave you for another woman? How could any woman ever do that to another person and still be able to sleep at night? Karma is a cunt. Having sex with another woman's man is a bad karma. Karma is real. Everything that you do, whether good or bad, will come back to you tenfold. It may not happen now. In fact, it always when you least expect it. You don't have to believe in karma, but karma believes in you. It will come for you whether you believe it or not. You don't want to do that to your future self. Don't allow present day mistakes to haunt you in the future. You don't want to find yourself as an older woman married with children and perfectly content only to wake up one day and see all destroyed by infidelity. Camaraderie between women. Lady, where's the camaraderie? Why do we hate on others so much? Hate each other so much. Men stick together. Why can't we do the same? Men high five each other when they F the same girl. Then they go have a beer and laugh about it while they call her a dirty slut. We, on the other hand, take that shit to extremes. Ready to kill a bee and scratch out her eyeballs. All for some D. We blame the other woman instead of blaming the real culprit, the cheated man. Why can't we just high five one another and move on like the men do? We need to have more fellowship between women if we all come together for the sake of one another. Hold on 1 second. I need some lights. Is it even working? Guess it's not working. We need to have more fellowship between women. If we all come together for the sake of one another, life will be so much better for all of us. It's only because there are women out there willing to sleep with married men that infidelity is allowed to persist. Don't be that woman. I don't care how much you love a man. I don't care how much he makes your heart sing. Don't do that to your fellow women. There are too many men in this world to be sharing or to fight over any of them. I agree. Why? If you currently have an affair or you keep ending up in a relationship with a committed man, you need to take this time to dig deep into your subconscious and ask yourself, why do you keep doing this? Search long and hard until you come up with a true and heartfelt answer. There's a reason why you're doing this, a reason beyond the basic and simple explanation of love. I love him, or he's a wife's, or his wife's AB. Some examples are deeper reasons why might include, okay, anger, hatred, or mistreatment towards another woman. Anger, hatred, mistreat towards men. Being raised by people or an environment that taught you it's okay or normal behavior to sleep with a married or committed man. Low self-esteem. Not feeling worthy of your own commitment, of your own committed man. Believing the myth that all good men are married or taken. Financial gains or security. Enjoying the high or thrill that comes along with pursuing another woman's man. Fulfilling your ego. Next, the ego high. There's one huge problem with the last two reasons that should never be overlooked. One reason women find themselves in these situations due to ego high. When a man makes you feel that you're better than his wife or girlfriend, this gives you a feeling of seniority. This feeling of superiority is giving you a temporary high. It's like a drug, and it can be very addicting and exciting. We like to ignore the issue or be in denial about it. We can continue on this fun adventure of stealing another woman's man. If we admit to ourselves that we're just doing it all for the thrill or being better, then the party's over, and we don't want the fun to end. The same way addicts don't like to admit that they have a problem because they have to do something about it, like quit. By being in denial, we can keep finding the ego, the superiority, and love rather than admitting it's all just a thrilling game we're playing at the expense of deeply hurting others. Feeding the ego with a power trip. It's like giving a crackhead some crack. A crackhead doesn't care who he hurts in the process of what kind of evil things he has to do to get his fix. As long as he gets his dope and can get high in the end, he's happy and couldn't care less about anyone's feelings. Thank y'all for joining, the ones that just came in. A woman that feeds into the high of being a mistress is similar to the addict. She's chasing a temporary euphoria, and she's not concerned with her actions are affecting in the long run, even when it's affecting her own self-worth and causing damage to her own life. Don't feed into the addiction of the ego high. It could be an addiction to a particular man because he's just as good as making you feel like you're the most beautiful and special woman in the world. It could be an addiction to stealing men that belong to other women because it makes you feel like you're so effing bad ass that you can get a man to leave his wife or girlfriend. You may even be the type that enjoys the chase. It's thrilling and stimulating. Then once you have a man all to yourself or have destroyed their relationship, you quickly lose interest. However, it plays out for you. If you're one of these women, stop and ask yourself if you're feeling an addiction or ego high with this behavior. But I love him. Next. Most women who are having an affair with a married man are going to say a few classic things, but you really love each other. You just don't understand. He has a connection. We're soulmates. His wife just doesn't get him the way I do. He can't stand her, and besides, she can't satisfy him the way I do. Sounds familiar? All these lines you defend your affair with him. That's okay. I believe you. However, if he really and truly feels this way about you, have enough respect for you and you fellow woman to back off and let him prove it to you. He can prove it by divorcing his wife and leaving his girlfriend for good. You can remain a woman of integrity by refusing to continue the relationship until the old relationship has been officially finalized. If your love is really true, you will easily be able to rekindle the romance when there is a blank slate. However, if it's a relationship based off of sex, lies, and ego highs, then be prepared to lose to his wife. Besides, aren't you worth it? Aren't you worth having him all to yourself? If you're really as awesome as he says you are, then you're not the kind of woman that needs to share a man, are you? If you really as amazing as he says you are, and his wife is really as bad, boring, or bitchy as he says she is, shouldn't he be able to leave her for you for good? Shouldn't the choice be easy? The process may not be easy, but the choice should be easy. Don't fall into the mistress trap. Don't disrespect yourself like that. You don't deserve to be any kind of man's side chick. You don't deserve to sit around waiting for him to spend time with you at his convenience. You're an amazing, beautiful woman, and you deserve the title of girlfriend or wife. You deserve to be introduced to his family as his woman, not hidden any way from them or looked down upon them. You deserve a normal relationship with a man that has 100% dedication to you. Don't confuse the high of stealing another's woman's man, with love. Those good feelings you get when he's telling you how sexy you are or how much better than his wife you are not feelings of love. It's just sweet. Nothing whispered in your ears. Those lines are only good for stimulating your ego and get into your pants. It gets you all happy and feeling good in the short term. But like every high, you always have to come back down to reality. That reality of when he walks out of the door after the wonderful night and goes home to his wife while you left sleeping all alone. If a man is not willing to wipe the slate clean and start a new one with you, the reality is that you just a side piece. And quick and easy. You give him what he wants when he wants it, and all it has to do with a split game in your ear. For love of God, don't fall for that crap. Don't be that girl. Really. Okay, the test. Next is the test. You know deep down inside it's wrong, but if you must define your action with the but it's true love and we have a connection excuse, then test him. I don't even think you should test him because what you doing is wrong regardless. But you must be persistent. Here's a test to help you decide. The next time you're together is an intimate setting. Don't do anything sexual. Tell him you just want to spend time cuddling and talking. Then do the same thing for the next 3 times you're together. And of course, don't tell him he's being tested. That would be cheating. If he truly loves you for you, then he will be happy to a blog. He won't be pissed off or irritated, impatient, or threatened to leave. Test him to see if he's only in it for the sex. Doesn't make having sex with you an easy thing to achieve. And see how fast the sweet compliments turn into compliments. No, complaints. See how compliments turn into complaints. Sorry. If a man truly loves you, then he will divorce his wife or leave his girlfriend for good. He has any more contact with you. If you set the demand and fulfill it, then you know it was meant to be. However, if he dances around the idea and comes up with 1,000,001 excuses as why he can't leave her, then you know where his heart stands. It doesn't stand with you. It stands with her or his family. Perhaps he no longer loves her, but he loves the idea of his family staying together more than he loves you, or he will leave. You don't know for certain that what he's telling you is the truth. He will be telling her every night how much he loves her and cherishes her, and meanwhile telling you he can't stand her fat A. He's playing both of you like a fiddle. He tricks each of you into believing the other one is the fool in the triangle. You're nobody's fool. You're worth more than being someone's toy or game. You're worthy of a relationship with a man that's going to be there for you 100% of the time, and not one that has to share his time and split it amongst women. It's just not worth it. Besides, 95% of the time, the side chick will be the loser in the end. Don't learn the hard way. Too often we learn the hard way that this type of behavior usually leads to heartache, pain, and years wasted on broken promises. Older and wiser women may tell you to back off, but you ignore these warnings. It's not until years have passed and he's still with his wife and kids, or he's broken your heart for the last time, that you finally realize everyone was right. Now you're the older and wiser woman turning to younger women and warning them the same consequences. It's bad cycle to live and learn. Don't learn the hard way. Be smart. Think wisely. If a man can handle saying faithful to a wife or family, what makes you think he will suddenly turn into a man of morals for you? If he's weak enough to compromise his ethics for some pee, he cannot handle being a good quality man. Not for his wife or girlfriend, and certainly not for you. He has no integrity. He has no self-control. Do you really believe these scale personality traits like these can be reversed? If he did it, then odds are that he probably will do it again. Okay. An open letter to the mistress from the fellow woman. This letter is to all of the women that reject this advice because they do not want do what they want. For all of the women that could give a F about what I or anyone else thinks, to the women who have a contest mentality about their subject thinking. May the best women win. May I remind you that your behavior is affecting the entire female species as a whole. When you degrade yourself, you are degrading me. You are degrading your mother and your friends and your daughters. You are setting a bad example of what a woman is, and even worse, example of what she deserves. We all represent each other, and we need to have each other's backs. Men stand up for each other and cover another and cover one another. We turn our backs on each other and stab on another one's back. We pretend to be friends to a woman and then F their man behind their back. Sure, there are men out there that are deceitful and they don't stick together. But men sure have a much better way of handling these situations than we do. Ladies, we need to get together. Let's stop hating one another. Let's respect one another. When we respect ourselves and respect one another, the men of the world will have no choice but to respect us and remain faithful. Instead, we do this dumb shit, fighting over men, stealing men away, getting pregnant by married men, ruining our friendship and sabotaging relationships for the joy of it. In the end, it only makes us look desperate and pathetic, fighting over some D. And any of us really that desperate? And is a cheating, unfaithful hoe of a man really ever worth it? Okay, next one is men with integrity. Okay, man with integrity. If his morals and integrity are so low that he would cheat on his wife or girlfriend, what kind of human being do you think he is? A worthy man, an honest man. Do you really think that you're just so damn fine and wonderful that your awesomeness is what make the man cheat and become corrupted? Please, if he did it with you, he will do it with the next sexy woman who's foolish enough to compromise her morals. If you're lucky, then he won't leave his woman for you, and he will break your heart to cut you off and go back home. If you're unlucky, then he will leave his woman for you, and you have him all to yourself, and he will turn around and do the exact same thing to you. People of low morals rarely change from circumstances to circumstances. It's who they are in the core being. They either have integrity and these things, or they don't. Don't you want a man of integrity? And the fact of life, people can fall out of love and couples sometimes fall apart. But a man with integrity will finish the relationship with his current woman before moving to the next one. He will have enough respect for his current woman to bring his relationship to close before embarking on the next one. And if he's an intelligent man, he will take some time between relationships to gain closure and insight into the future. He won't hop from one woman to another. Not only is he immature, but he's nasty. He wants a dirty, used up man who wants a dirty, used up, bounced up man around with women to women. See, men have that type of mentality towards us. When it comes to cheating, women but barely to do look at man in the same shameful way. Man will speak down upon a woman who sleeps with more than one man or cheats on her mate. They will degrade her and label her a whore or slut or skank or dirty hoe, etc. But what names do we have for men that cheat? Dogs and pigs. Men have it easy. The words used to degrade them are just too easy to get away with. They aren't shameful enough. We need to put more pressure on them. How about from now on we treat cheating men the same way we treat and cheating women? We need to start calling them nasty and degrading names. Calling them pigs and dogs just isn't enough to cut it anymore. How about filthy hoes and dirty D? Infested D, crusty D, P-filled herpy D, unless useless lame F, syphilis slickers, weak APs, anything that provides the same level of shame that we're dealt. Maybe it will put more emphasis on degrading their bad behaviors. They will begin to feel much shame as they made to feel for the same type of behaviors. They had it too far easy. From now on, let's all start making them feel like dirty sluts. We need to make faces or discuss when we hear about sleeping around. We need to shake our heads with disapproval. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with the simple comparison to animals. No, they need to feel shame and disgusted just like we're made to feel. A man that cheats is a nasty, disease-spreading, dirty pervert. He's a weak man, a man of low morals and no integrity. You should never stoop to that level. Be a woman of integrity. Only involve yourself with a man of integrity. Don't participate in devilation of women. Serve as a wise mentor to the younger generation, and show them that it means to be what it means to be a strong woman with moral values. Build camaraderie with your fellow women. You're unique, beautiful women, valuable treasures for any man. There's no one else like you in this world. Why settle for less? You deserve nothing but the best. Never sell yourself short by sharing a man. Don't give into the games. Don't let the ego high distract you from doing what's right. Don't fall into the trap of believing it's okay to be a man's mistress or side chick. No, not only is it a powerless position to be in, but it reflects badly upon you. And should you choose to ignore this chapter's advice, just remember, karma is a cunt. Okay, so that was chapter 3. The power of being a woman of integrity. So that is all for today. I would like to thank each and every one of y'all for coming to my live. Check out my book down at the bottom. Well, check out the book down at the bottom. This is a good book to read. So check this out for yourself. I may come in tomorrow to read chapter 4 if I'm feeling good. I might just come in and do a live. I don't know when, but I may come in tomorrow to do chapter 4 with y'all. So thank y'all and have a great day.